Hello out there, welcome to Political Platform. I am Okiria Agbonsuremi. We are reaching you on Raypower FM and Africa Independent Television, as well as the Political Platform YouTube channel. As expected, the atmosphere is charged. The political parties are beginning, or indeed are gearing up for the significant battle ahead. It appears that at least two of the parties, the APC and the NDC, will focus their choice of presidential candidates in the South. The NDC has decided to limit its presidential candidate to the South, while the APC may, through its consensus approach, ease the path for the incumbent President Bola Ahmed Tinubu from the South to be its flag bearer. Additionally, the remnants of the ADC, talking about the party that Peter Obi and co vacated, have Atiku Abubakar to contend with, and it remains uncertain whether former President Goodluck Jonathan will run or under which platform he may choose to contest. Of course, one of the newspapers, the Vanguard, reported authoritatively this morning that they are very sure that the former president will run under the platform of the PDP. It's going to be one of the issues we would talk about this morning. Meanwhile, the APC has been busy screening potential candidates, and there is considerable disagreements in parts of the country. Our main talking point will focus on the APC screening and primaries, as well as the NDC's decision to zone its presidential candidate to the South. If the time permits us, we'll also discuss what is happening in Delta State, where the battle for the Senate is fierce in Delta North and Delta Central senatorial districts. Our guest today is an APC stalwart, Senator Onyekachi Nwambonyi. He represents the Mboyi Central Senatorial District in the National Assembly. First, just before we get to all this, let me introduce my colleagues. Uju Eje is here.
Thank you, Ohiria. Of course, there are also intrigues within the Social Democratic Party, the SDP, which also had a kind of convention, a factional convention in Bauchi. And of course, the Egombe emerged, the chairman, and the Shehu Gabam faction is kicking furiously, saying, no, I was illegal.
All right, Amechi Anaku is also here.
Thank you and welcome to the program.
And Mohammed Mustafa, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Okiria. Viewers, you know that it's not just the Shehu Gabon SDP party that has crisis in Gombe. Even the APC, Pantrami and others are crying to high heaven that the consensus was not what they wanted. It was the governor, according to them, allegedly imposed someone else.
All right, we are all well seated. We'll give it to you the way it is, as usual, on Political Platform. But let's take a break, and we'll be back shortly.
The stories now break online. Don't miss anything from our real-time updates and exclusive content. Follow and participate in discussions on live TV studio programs to shape the narratives. Subscribe, engage, and share from AIT.live at AIT_online on X, AIT Online on Facebook, Official AIT Live on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads on YouTube. Stay connected with AIT, on air, online, on live.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has resumed the third and final phase of the nationwide continuous voter registration CVR. The exercise, which commenced on Monday, 11th of May 2026, will close on Friday, 10th of July 2026, and is open to persons who have never registered before or turned 18 years after the last registration exercise. Intending voters can visit the INEC voter registration portal at www.cvr.inecnigeria.org to pre-register online and proceed to complete the process at any INEC office to capture their fingerprints and photograph. Citizens can also register physically at any INEC state or LGA office. If your PVC is lost or damaged, do not register afresh. Simply visit the online registration portal or any INEC office and apply for a replacement. You can also transfer or update your personal information during this period. Make your voice heard. Get registered. This message is from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, making your vote count, consolidating our democracy. The Independent.
Thanks for remaining with us on a political platform. Like we promised, we give you all the analysis, we give you the reports, and we give you the stories behind some of the reports, and indeed to enable you understand what the political temperature is, measure it, and in preparations for the next elections. Now let's begin from the screening of the APC candidates. Pops up here and there, a lot of issues, but where the action is in Rivers State, where very unlike what we have seen in some other states, there were no really contests. They just allowed them to go. But FUBARA is waiting for the results. And if I'm correct, INEC guidelines, it does appear that today is the day that the windows closed for.
Yesterday, Sunday.
Was it yesterday, Sunday?
Yes, Sunday. That's a May 10th.
So the windows were closed. Yes. How do you say it in football?
The transfer window.
Transfer window.
Same thing. The transfer window closed because the
transfer window closed yesterday.
Electoral Act is clear that political parties must submit list of their membership to them 21 days before primaries, and political parties have up to May 30 to conduct their primaries. So if political parties that submitted their party membership registered to INEC yesterday and beat the gun, that means they will indeed make that May 30 date, assuming they have already informed INEC, because another provision of the Electoral Act says that you must give INEC 21 days notice. So don't be surprised if many of the primaries for this, especially the parties that are welcoming a lot of new members this last minute, will hold their primaries on May 30. It's very, very likely.
Now, but the implication of this one is that, if I get it correctly, is that if you have not joined any political party as at yesterday, you are not likely to be able to fly their flag.
Your name must be there, your national identification number must be there, your other vital details must be there.
No.
Not just that, you must have also resigned
from your previous
that is not a problem.
Let us narrow down to Rivers State. Let us narrow this down to Rivers State and look at FUBARA in the picture, because there are a lot of insinuations that there are unseen hands inside the APC try to, truncate his, suppress, make it impossible for him to. He is in APC. He's not. He can't jump out of any political party now. Is there a possibility?
The APC leader in Rivers State, the president too.
The manner with which he walked out of the screening room, and his face didn't suggest that.
So, some journalists that were there said he was there for about 10 minutes, and when he was leaving, his face wasn't white. The countenance wasn't also means the positive ones. But it has a window for him. That same yesterday to have also switched camp is quite possible.
To another political party?
Because it's possible.
Which means if he doesn't get it from the APC or whatever, whichever.
But is it possible? Is it possible, Mustafa, for FUBARA not to get it from the APC? Are they going to run primaries against all the other, against the wind of consensus that we have heard? Because the president made it very clear that, look, let the governors be in charge. I don't want to sit in Abuja here and be determining what happens. Let the governor is the leader.
That also led to a very dangerous trend, which truncated the intended primaries and direct primaries in many states, in Gombe, Borno, Kano, and others, where in the name of consensus by a few people, even though it's a democracy, that such governors were selected to run on the platform of the party. Then what happened to the others who are aspiring to become the governors in this state? And beyond that, you can take the horse to the stream. You cannot force it to drink. These party followers, members can decide to. So very dangerous for these parties. You spoke about FUBARA. FUBARA came out not looking very happy, but if they truncate his ambition, as at yesterday, he also had the opportunity of being either adopted or selected.
Can
or
he?
jump into another party
Because it's like what is happening politically now is that there are a lot of booby traps. INEC came up with these guidelines. You must do this at so time.
No, it's the Electoral Act.
It's the Electoral. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, if it is happening so close, one will begin to wonder, why are the parties doing all these things so close to when the windows are shut down?
But then even the dangerous thing here is that given the parties enormous powers to select who they want, the governors becoming party leaders at the state level, even though you have the chairman deciding who shall contest, who will get what. This is not democracy. In democracy, you allow level playing field for everybody.
Ohiria, you know that the case of Rivers State is a peculiar one. It is not a straightforward one.
We also have one in Imo State, your place.
I'm Benue.
Coming to Imo State.
I do not think that FUBARA has that free hand to really make the selection or whatever in Rivers State. You and I know the issue involved there. You and I know that there are 2 lots in Rivers State, and
the thing is that it is not yet certain. It is not yet certain, Ohiria, because the party is yet to tell us the outcome of their screening. So it's possible that, because some governors were just asked to take a bow and go. So is same possible?
Maybe they asked him to take a bow.
So we have to wait for the report of the screening committee. For the state, I think they have already come up with the report for state assemblies and all that, and federal National Assembly constituency. We'll have to wait for that report.
Now, Hope Uzodimma has been screened. He has been screened for Senate. His tenure in office ends 2028 as governor. So
early 2028.
So he has the desire to go to the Senate. Of course, we have heard the rumor of maybe he's eyeing the Senate presidency, because the Senate presidency is likely to come from the Southeast. We don't know their calculation yet. Now,
there's a hub waiting for him already.
Yeah, this is a man who has 2 tenures. Sometimes you wonder what really drives these politicians. He was in the Senate before. He came to be governor. He cannot even finish this one. He says he wants to go back to the Senate. And he has been screened. And there were information we had that the deputy governor was being asked to resign initially, pressure to resign so that they can have another person. They don't want, is it that they don't like women being governor in your...
Well, we still live in a man's world. With time, we will break through. Etiaba just got there. I mean, she was just extremely lucky because something happened that, they had no choice but to allow her. But for how many months?
And so the Hope Uzodimma senatorial screening, he underwent screening yesterday, is very interesting and intriguing. Like you said, by May 29, 2027, he have few months left as governor. So he felt he will be thinking it will be safer to transit now with that Senate president sitting in the offing. And the current Senate president, Godswill Akpabio, may have gotten wind of it. That's why that's changing rules of the Senate was quickly done. If you're not a member of the 10th Senate, then you're out of it. But that's interesting. But before then, inside that senatorial senatorial
that rule has been reversed anyway.
That particular one, I do not.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Not all of them. The one that was reversed was that senators and National Assembly members must first take oath of office before
they can vote.
Vote. That was reversed. That one still stands. It could still be reversed if they come back. But another interesting thing is that Rochas Okorocha also got formed for that
same senatorial district.
All the senatorial zone.
But beyond this, whatever happens at the National Assembly, I think the leaders need to realize that being a Senate president or a speaker is only that you are first among equals. They may rise up to change the rules, even impeach you as a Senate president or speaker, allow another person to come. And of course, there's going to be the next general election before whatever giving that will happen in the National Assembly. You are not even ready that you're sure that you're going to come back.
Before we come to the NDC, which is the bride, let's go quickly enter PDP. Because we don't even know now who to deal with in PDP. Nobody has, we are not lawyers.
No, chairman.
We don't even know, because about 4 different persons, we have 2 chairmen, 2 BOT people, and the court order subject to.
Do they really have chairman? They have.
We have a very good man. I mean, good Lord Jonathan. He cannot even hurt a fly. He said the presidency is not worth the blood of anybody. Nigerian. So he stepped aside. He didn't do all the, what we call mago here, to get himself first in office. But I continue to doubt whether this former president, whether his nicety, the way he's nice has not gone into naivety. Whether he's so naive that he cannot do some political calculations and exactly know what to do. Now you begin to wonder who is helping him to think about what to do, how to contest. Some people have asked, what does he want to come and do there? I don't ask that.
He has the constitutional
right to do.
He has the right.
Which political party is he using? PDP. Which PDP?
PDP of Staminu Turaki, through their spokesperson yesterday, said they issued a statement that Goodluck Jonathan is their member. He revalidated his membership going through the digital processes. So that tells us he's still with the PDP. But he has one tenure to go. Even though the case is in court, not
no doubt he has one tenure.
We also know that the constitutional amendment took place after he had left office. So a lot of opinion says it may not apply to him. So is his right. He can wield that right anytime he chooses.
But then there's a case in court. Of course, that case has not been decided. And apart from that, when you talk about the Saminu Turaki faction of the PDP, what is their stand in the face of the Supreme Court judgment that was delivered? You find that there's a whole lot of confusion in the PDP, because if that faction now wants to present him as a candidate, on what footing? On what ground?
Have we cleared all those legal? That's why I'm wondering why he would choose to go and dance in the arena inside the PDP. That is not very clear. He probably understands it better than
it's possible he could have turned in his resignation to the PDP. What does it take? Just write a letter and submit it to the secretariat. Yes, the party spoke, but Goodluck Jonathan has not responded to it.
And NDP is waiting.
When you see his response to those who came to urge him to,
that's NDP youth.
The NDP youths who came to say, he said he was considering he would do a wide consultation. I think the NDP, we are seeing him as, okay, can we take him in and can he run under our platform? That's why I continue to wonder if there's a strategy with a strategic think tank around him to tell him. I know nobody can see the future so clearly, but we can do a calculation and say, if you go here, you are definitely going to fail. If you go here, you will succeed. If you go here, you are going to have.
But then you need to look at those who
are not will be comfortable with him, because he has just one term. And if you see the way the North is positioning for 2031, yes, Obi has said, I will do one term and I've committed to anything. But some people have said the only advantage Goodluck Jonathan has is that they will be comfortable.
Because they are sure that he cannot do another.
Number one, you need to look at those who are coming out to to call on Goodluck Jonathan to come and contest. In the political landscape of Nigeria, who are they? Are these known politicians, even as youth leaders of various organizations? Are they known as leaders of some youth political organizations? I doubt very much if they are not the kind of... you have this Edo proverb that you said if you see a bird dancing by the roadside, somebody
play the music.
Playing music.
Maybe don't play the music and the booth. The one you are referring to are the ones that are there masquerading. Then
beyond that, to show their those who are promising to give to just stay for one term. I have always said that once you are on that seat, you cannot keep your promise and nobody can dictate to you to vacate. So the issue of Peter will be telling somebody that's going to go for one term, just like Buhari promised he was going to do one term. Several others have promised they were going to do
did Buhari
one term.
No, but Buhari never promised.
Go to the old newspapers, headlines. Many of them promised they were going for one term, and eventually
no
person
has publicly.
You really need to
publicly said it.
You really need to do your
Peter Obi said it. That's the only difference. He publicly severally said, I will do one. Others were just hearing that there was a gentleman agreement.
And then nothing you can do if you decide to continue.
He could not also come up openly to say he would do a term at some point.
I think so. But
he said so at some point that look, he would just do a term and
go. Yes, for this.
But he insists on like Peter B, who has been insisting.
But this is Africa, where several African presidents have changed the constitution to keep coming back to power. Some of them are 85, 90. We almost had it during one of the former presidents.
To wrap it up, if and when former president decide, that is Goodluck Jonathan decides to run on the platform of the PDP, and if they give him the ticket, it will mean that we're already too sure of 3 candidates from the south. If Peter Obi gets from the NDC, we get the former president and then the current president, who is most likely to get the ticket. But Atiku Abubakar is likely to have no contest with
No, there's a contest in an ADP because Hayatuddin has purchased the form, and Chibika Amechi is still locking in the dark.
That's ADC.
But when you are talking about Hayatuddin
ADC,
Mohammed Hayatuddin, a banker from the private sector, virtually not known on the political landscape, even in Borno State where he comes from, it will be difficult for him to even win a governorship. I'm talking about somebody who is
but he was an aspirant in 2023 for the PDP.
How long did he last as an aspirant?
And step down.
If we put the maths together, if we are looking at the one that is not sure now is the ADC, we are not sure if Atiku Abubakar will get it, but
most likely.
But he told the world. I saw him on TV saying, "Have I ever lost any primary?"
Yeah, he will most likely get it.
What matters is whether he was going to win, because he has become a professional contestant, just like Muhammadu Buhari, who eventually won the presidency. Of course, Atiku may end up winning. Don't be surprised. This is Nigeria. Those who will determine who wins the election are the Nigerian electorate. If they decide,
I like your optimism. We should actually be optimistic that everybody they've gotten a chance to win. But the odds against Atiku Abubakar after Peter Obi left and you have a Kwakwaso leave that place, that was the same optimism they had in 2023, that each and every one of them will go there and win. Peter Obi said he will win, Kwakwaso will win, and
everybody thinks they win.
You have to leave
the National Assembly. Recall what Abdul Nengi said when the Senate was trying to amend and re-amend their constitution, their rules to pave way for some people to be elected as leaders. He said, you don't even have it's that certainty that you win the majority, because we are going into this election is uncertain.
Yes.
Especially with multi-party, several horse race, it will be difficult for one party to win majority in parliament. To now assume that we will control the Senate, so the uncertainty is still there. We always have that need to remind politicians that as they are planning, are you planning for uncertainty?
You need
but you see, I think that the uncertainty may be for now, but when the elections are getting close, the pictures will be clearer, and we'll be able to say, oh, maybe this man will make it, this man may, like the Americans would always conduct their, and say, oh, this one too close to call, this one, whatever. But I think that for now, yes, the uncertainty persists, but close to the elections, so we know.
I'm still doing the tally. I'm still doing the tally. When we look at the maybe 5-6 political parties that we are looking at now, I'm not underrating any other political parties that will fly. They will bring in a candidate for the election. We are looking at those ones that have the winning capacity, those who can at least win some seats, even we are not winning the presidency. We are looking at the APC, we are looking at the PDP, we are looking at the ADC, the NDP, and all those top ones that are
NDC.
So
you mean?
NDC, yes. Now, it does appear that majority of the parties are dancing to having a Southern presidential candidate. So, but when
and that places that take on some advantage.
but then when you look at the votes coming, look at Peter Obi, the Obinian, who also won places like Lagos. Of course, you also expect that the Southeast would go to them, despite the fact that their governors have.
All right. When our APC stalwart comes in, Senator Onyekachi Nwabori, when he comes in, we will be able to do some analysis, deeper analysis, ask questions, because he's an insider, he will help us to. But let's quickly go to Delta State. Just before the guest comes, he will be coming in a short while. In another 3-4 minutes, he should be with us. Now, we are looking at the senatorial district in Delta State, particularly the 2 senatorial districts where there appear to be fire, the central and the north. We have former Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, and then we have Ned Nwoko, who is currently it does appear that Ned Nwoko is on the carpet, and that carpet is being drawn off,
being pulled off
him, and is he slipping off? Some say
we're not hearing anything from him right now.
Some say he has given up already. Some say no, he's a very strategic person. He will come on. We don't know, but we have not heard him.
His only strategy is to leave APC, because it's late to leave APC now. We will now find out whether he had left, because as yesterday we are hearing rumors of some defections from APC, out of APC
in Delta State.
So perhaps in the next few days, the clouds will have cleared and we'll begin to have some clear sight.
So you have former, in fact, it was as a result of some of these people that your Senate president decided to tinker with the rules when he saw Ifeanyi Okowa coming.
So I hope
Uzodimma coming. Say these guys are coming to take my job from me.
I think it's more of the
forever. That's one other thing that politicians need to understand. You cannot hold on to that seat forever. Even in the current Senate, we have a former Senate president, Ahmed Lawal, is a member of the current Senate. So if Akpabio wins election in the next general election, he comes in, he doesn't automatically become the next Senate president.
Well, in Delta Central,
those are the things.
In Delta Central,
yes.
Another is even more interesting because the governor is leaning towards Dafinone, who is the incumbent governor. But Omar Agege is making a strong case. But the peculiarity,
the one that is already in the Senate now,
that Dafinone,
yes,
the governor is leaning towards him. Omar Agege, former deputy Senate president, is saying, I have a right to get back and all that. But the intra-ethnic configuration, if I will call it that, within that central, because between them, yes, there are similarity, but there are some differentials. So he is playing a lot of role. And the governor is from the same side with Dafinone. The arguments I've said is that if he's of the same micro-zoning within the Delta Central with the governor, it can't go, because you can't take all. Let's leave out some for the obes. I think that's what they call them. So that's what's making it very dicey. The obes, yes. That's what making it dicey. Can the governor afford to put his feet down and said, I want this man as a candidate, why the other people are saying, because they have the majority, where there's still saying, no, you can't take everything.
All right. We have to take a break now to allow our guests to join us. We need to ask the questions. We need to interact with somebody who can educate us more or better. Let's take a break. We'll come back very shortly.
The stories now break online. Don't miss anything from our real-time updates and exclusive content. Follow and participate in discussions on live TV studio programs to shape the narratives. Subscribe, engage, and share from AIT.live at AIT_online on X, AIT Online on Facebook, Official AIT Live on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads on YouTube. Stay connected with AIT on air, online, online.
People, politics, and power brings context and clarity to issues and events in governance, democracy, and development. On People, Politics, and Power, we feature people who shape the events and define the issues.
A lot of the agencies are still struggling with implementation of freedom of information.
The government should come. We need Nigeria to work.
We examine the interplay and interaction of politics with power and their impact on policies and the people.
It's about getting the system to deliver the kind of electoral outcome that people will be happy with.
People, Politics, and Power with Imoni Amarere.
Will low performing agencies to be held to account, or will the numbers fade after the headlines?
At 1 p.m. every Monday and Friday on AIT.
Thank you for remaining with us on a political platform. This is where we give the reports to you, the analysis, and we have guests to give answers to the questions that we have as far as political developments in Nigeria are concerned. Our guest today is APC stalwart. He's a senator representing Ebonyi North, Senator Onyekachi Wambonyi, and he's here with us shining in his white robes. Thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you so very much for this wonderful opportunity.
Yeah, and let us begin from the general, then we'll come to the specific. What is happening with the APC consensus? It does appear in certain areas it's working, in certain areas it's not working. Is it likely to be a problem anywhere?
Well, the Electoral Act provided for two options for political parties to adopt in their primary elections, which is direct primaries and consensus arrangement. Like I said 2 days back, like the name suggests, direct primaries means all card-carrying members of that political party has a say when we talk of who, flies the flag of that party at that level. Whereas consensus is a situation where party members agree. For example, in Ebonyi State, after due consultation from the ward to the local government to the zone and to the apex level of the party in the state, we came with a voice that Right Honorable Francis Ogbonna-Nwifuru, should go for second term. And it was done publicly, and nobody opposed it, even from the ward.
Was anybody going to oppose it?
No,
the reason I'm asking.
I'm coming. I'm just laying an example of how consensus works. In an arrangement where some people are aggrieved or they don't believe in that, you have your right as a member of the party to buy your form and come for open contest. And when you watch what is happening,
now this was that opportunity given to others because it looks like a tele-guided something.
No, the forms are there. They are open for sale. So anybody telling you that
let us face the reality, distinguished.
Yes.
When you have two options,
yes,
and almost everyone favors consensus, there's something that we have to question.
It is not true.
No, let me say this.
Yes.
It does appear, and people have said it critically, that this consensus approach is like what you had in those days where you say, oh, the leader have said. If the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria endorses a candidate in Lagos, who is the candidate? Who is going to come up to say he wants to contest?
Well,
why are we favoring a process that shuts out party members?
Well, I don't know where you are drawing your conclusion from. I said we'll have two options, and the primaries is yet to come. We've not done any primaries. As a party APC, I think our primary starts in the next 2 weeks. So not until then will you come up to say that we've adopted a system to favor a set of people. So you have to wait till then.
So
what I'm telling you,
primaries
I'm telling you that you are going to see either consensus where party members agree and adopt in unison. You are going to see direct primaries where there is disagreement. Let me tell you something. Our party APC is governed by rule of law. We don't impose candidates. We follow due process. You can see what the leader of the party said at the apex, that the leadership of the party are stages. At the federal level, the president is the supreme leader of the party. At the state level, our governors are the supreme leaders of the party. And at the local government level, these are the layers of leadership of the party.
Let me bring in the reservations raised by Minister, who is also a key APC member in Ebonyi State. When that consensus list came up, he expressed some reservations. Were those reservations attended to?
I didn't see such reservations. I'm from Ebonyi State. I'm not aware of such. If there are, it would have been in public domain. But that I can tell you categorically.
So he's comfortable
with
the arrangement.
He's very comfortable. He's a father of the state. He's a grandfather of the state. And he's working with his son, the governor of the state.
Okay, father, grandfather, maybe one day he'll become great grandfather.
In the political family affairs. I don't have a problem. That's the point.
Okay, go ahead with you.
No, in the case of the governor, his own case is settled now. He's going to be the governorship candidate.
No, he has said that we should wait for primaries.
But
even though it's so clear to us,
yes, he said that the consensus favored the governor. Now, are we going
primaries,
that those who are also interested, those who are aspiring for the same position, will be given the opportunity to contest the primary?
Of course. The forms are there for you to buy. For any position you are interested, you can ask our party.
I hear them say if you have funds to waste, go and buy, because we already have made up our mind. We already have made up our mind who is going to be our candidate.
That is pure misrepresentation of the party. Nobody has said so.
No, I didn't say the party said so.
I don't know why I got your facts.
That is the general feeling that look, if you are going to buy from when
in law, we say suspicion, no matter how grievous, can grant conviction. So don't believe that. Follow the process if you're interested. If at a point you're not comfortable, the costs are there.
Now let
the party are there.
Let me take
everything is done in the open.
Let me take you to the other area where you are not just a party member.
Yeah.
You are not a house representative in the state or at the Green Chamber. You are a senator, distinguished senator, and
a principal officer.
Thank you. Now, what is happening to the G3 in the APC over Peter Obi? What is the problem? What have you heard? Is it just media, social media thing, or there's actually a problem with a Peter Obi running for presidency in Nigeria in the APC camp? Why is the G3 there?
Well, let me start by saying categorically here that there's no G3 in APC for anybody. I don't want to be personal. If you're mentioning a person, I didn't see that person as a force before APC. Let me tell you something. Politics is not wishful thinking. It is a game we play with facts and figures based on political reality. In Nigeria, you know more than me how it works. You can't shy away from the politics of North and South.
Yeah.
That is the truth. Today, a Southerner is the president. It is difficult, if not impossible. I'm coming at him. I'm a Festus. And I'm talking from what the APC promised Nigerians. Now, when you look at the achievement of President Tinubu, like, all may not be well.
Let's look at the achievement you are looking at.
I'm happy that you are in the area of infrastructure, you will agree with me that is under President Tinubu that we can now build roads that can last for over 100 years. All the roads, most of the roads built by the past two presidents are due for rehabilitation or reconstruction. But President Tinubu, through the current Minister of Works, is building rigid pavement with 16 same reinforcement, the way you see it in China, the way you see it in Australia. That is what the man is doing. Now, we expect as leaders, we expect from Nigeria to at least applaud him for having cured our infrastructure deficit in the area of road network.
And is that the reason? Is that the reason no one would vote for him? Because what I wanted to hear from you said, if you are contesting against the president from the south, you will lose. The basis, the first thing you raise was performance.
I'm coming.
What about the other? I talked about north-south dichotomy.
Security.
Provide the basis on your conviction that no southerner will beat Tinubu.
Yes, and that is the foundation I'm laying. And I will narrow it to what is happening in southern Nigeria and down to my own place, the southeast Nigeria. You will agree with me, even from the time of Goodluck Jonathan, the Onitsha Enugu double carriageway was a death trap. Is it true or not? The answer is true. But as I'm talking to you, one lane of that double carriageway is completed on concrete pavement. Go and see it. They are verifiable. I'm coming. It's not a social media campaign.
Some sections.
I'm coming. These are facts.
Yeah.
As at last month, it was 85% done. But I'm talking to you, it's 99% done. I'm coming. Now, you also agree with me that even when a southerner was a president, from Enugu to Port Harcourt, it will take you barely 6 to 7 hours. But as I'm talking to you, under President Tinubu, from Port Harcourt to Enugu, you will do it less than 3 hours. I'm coming again. Outside the coastal road, traversing from Lagos to Calabar, opening more economic opportunities for Nigerians, more commercial corridors for Nigerians.
What are you going to say to fact check him? Hold on. He clearly said, because last month I drove through that road.
Good.
So I can speak from experience, a position of knowledge.
Thank you.
This road contract, Enugu Onitsha, was awarded under Buhari. In fact, it was, even under Obasanjo, it was awarded
President Obasanjo.
They failed up to another. But when Buhari came, MTN came in on this tax credit team. Before the concrete payment came in. So he said 99% completed.
Hold on, gentlemen.
Okay.
Hold on, gentlemen. Can we look at
let me come. Let's clear this point. I can't just come here and mislead Nigerians. I'm a lawyer. I'm under an obligation, as I've been a party man. Anything that I speak from the bar when I speak. So I want to take you to that road.
I'll be driving on that.
I will take that road.
We have to really.
And I will call Minister of Works and State Committee on Works. I want us to visit that road. Nigerians need to see that things are getting better.
You know when you were making the job,
Minister of Works.
Distinguish when your first opening, I like the idea that you said, all may not all be well. Let us look at the one that is not well. Yes. Because many Nigerians listening to you now,
if you allow me, as a statesman,
yes,
I will talk in areas of done well, and I will also take you to areas we need to do more. I'm not a politician. I know I am.
Distinguished Senator,
yes.
What is the essence of having infrastructure without power to drive that infrastructure and to bring meaningful revenue or change the lives of everyday?
Thank you, madam, for that brilliant question. And permit me to ask another question.
I haven't had light for 4 days now.
I'm coming. Between power and infrastructure, which one comes first in economic development? I can tell you that road infrastructure is number one. For example, now, I can tell with facts. I am drawing light. Allow me to speak. I'm here to speak. Please. I'm drawing electricity from a place called Ekebeligwe Isheke to Ndegi Isheke. This is 22.8 kilometers to the border areas of Ebonyi and Benue. I'm able to do it because the president is already doing that road. It is part of the legacy project. Today I have accessed those routes without having the road to mount the posts. So road is key, and we must all clap for President Tinubu. We work done well.
That
ground setup,
for him.
That's how from infrastructure will go to the next level. So
let's get to the next level.
Let me beat my beat.
Move to the next level.
You guide me. I will
guide you, sir.
Yes.
I will guide you, sir.
Yes.
If you take a look, the Nigerians who are watching you on live TV now,
yes,
some of them, they have their mouth open.
Yes.
Say, can this man be saying these things he's saying?
Based on what? Am I saying not what is happening? Am I not saying what is verifiable?
Based on
yes,
the fact that life has become more difficult for them.
Yes.
Since the coming in of the Tinubu administration, because of the policies
yes,
that he came up with. I don't want to hold brief for the government, but I also know that if you have cancer, yes, you need to treat it well. You need to take the pain to remove if you need surgery, you need to do it. That's what he says he's doing. But Nigerians out there are not seeing, they are not feeling it as much as the government will want us to believe in. Food is expensive. The electricity is not available. People are unemployed. The infrastructure is low. Educational system is very, very. We had those running big companies saying that they cannot have Nigerians to employ, despite the fact that.
Okay, if you want me to respond,
yeah, respond.
Brief. Sorry, I'm
yes,
not computer.
Respond,
because we're here to guide the people. We're not here to express ourselves, but we're here to state facts the way they are, and whatever I say here are verifiable facts. I won't say what is not verifiable. I'm not here to play social media politics. So what your argument, what you said now, is based on social media politics. And
in this social media,
allow me to tell you why.
Okay.
Allow me to tell you why. We're arguing here. We have to be logical. And when you're arguing logical, keep sentiment aside. Now, let's start with food, cost of food in the market. In the year 2023, before Tinubu assumed power, or shortly thereafter, a price of bushel of rice in my state, because I can say what I will give you receipts, or what you can see, what you can go and verify, was close to 40,000 naira. But because of the incentives and the reform in the agricultural sector, which the current administration has done in Ministry of Agric, today, a bushel of rice in Ebonyi is between 20 to 22,000.
And the importation of rice.
I'm coming. If you can allow me to flow.
Go ahead, sir.
Because when you come in and interject, I will get lost. So that is it. So are you telling me that the policy of government is not favorable to the masses in that area? Now, that takes us to what we need to do as citizens and what government need to do for us. And that takes me to what I said 3 days back. The cost of skyrocketing nature of food commodities in the market is caused by you and I. And why do I say so? If you, madam, you get your vegetables from your garden, and I get mine from my garden, we don't have to meet in the market. For example, I'm a farmer, and I've always used myself as an example. I don't buy food from Wuse Market. I bring my yam from Ebonyi State. I bring my garlic from Ebonyi State. I can only buy vegetable. But you see a civil servant that his salary is less than 500,000. He wants to buy everything in the market. Even if that salary is made 1 million, you will say cry foul.
All right.
Let me land.
We don't have
that takes us to.
Because everybody cannot be a farmer. There are those who must be farmers. So
you must be a farmer.
There are those who will not be.
You must not be a commercial farmer.
No, there
you
are
must farm.
So
But
you
you
must
produce.
You are privileged, distinguished senator, to have farm.
And to have started to bring it.
To be able to farm.
And to be able to bring it.
You even started very early.
Yes.
And you are able to farm.
Yes.
Everybody cannot farm.
Yes.
But it's for even civil servants.
But in Nigeria,
yes.
you are exclusive as a broadcaster. You should have a farm.
Okay.
How many people have land?
Let us appreciate distinguished Senator
cannot do everything.
For coming on the program.
Even in the US.
Our time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for this very warm discussion we have had. We pray that we'll have all the privilege to call you back next time. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you so very much. I'm waiting for more opportunities.
Yeah, and we go to our mails now, where we'll take those who are with us very shortly. We'll give you this. Let's take a very short break and we'll take the mails and then wind up.
In the hallowed chambers where laws are forged and a nation's destiny is decided.
This is your parliamentary program, Inside the Parliament on AIT.
Voices rise, opinions clash, debates ignite.
We cannot be apologetic in the discharge of our constitutional duties as lawmakers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Proving that the election peacefully and in accordance with law must shift to INEC.
From the Senate to the House of Representatives, this is where policies are tested, laws are crafted, and authority is held to account.
We spoke to some lawmakers on their opinions of the document presented by the President.
Every motion, every argument carries the hopes of millions.
We need more hospitals, more health clinics in communities so that they can effectively take care of the primary health need of our people.
The questions are tough. The exchanges are intense.
Mr. President, you can have your way, but I will have my say. You can use the gavel, and I will use my voice.
And those who want the proviso are 55 in number. And so the proviso.
Thank you very much. Let's quickly take our mails before we go. Thank you for always writing to us, telling us, sharing your views with us on all that we discuss. Citizens' perspective, opening it for us this morning is Shegun from Oke-Aro in Ogun State. As we approach the 2027 general elections, it is very important that citizens are reminded that good governance begins with participation. People should be encouraged to come out peacefully, collect their PVCs, and vote for the candidate of their choice based on competence, integrity, and capacity, not based on tribe, religion, or temporary inducements. Nigeria belongs to all of us, and the future of our democracy depends on the choice that we make today. Let us all rise to our civic responsibility and ensure that our votes count. God bless Nigeria. Emeka Uba from Abuja also, right? I made bold to remind those forgetful Nigerians, urging former President Jonathan to run once again, and JJ himself that it was recklessness and incompetence that characterized his regime that scared Nigerians into waiting purportedly into the waiting, purportedly rescue arms of the then opposition APC, which unfortunately culminated in the disaster we have today. So I advise the former president to try being firm and decisive for a change, and tell the people, urging him to run, an emphatic no. He should enjoy his retirement, statesmanship, and the respect he earned by conducting a free, fair, credible, and acceptable elections, and conceding defeat even as an incumbent president.
And Wada Yaya from Central Area Abuja says, I'm confused and perturbed about the political developments in Imo State. Just yesterday, Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma was screened as the APC senatorial aspirant for Imo West senatorial election. I have this belief that he may end up winning the senatorial election seat at the end. Given the above, I want to push my concern to the political scientists in the House. And that is talking about having, from my understanding, I believe a person cannot be under 2 oaths of office at the same time if he wins, while he's still governor.
All right. That is the most you can take on the program, and I want to appreciate all of you. Keep on writing to us, Citizens Perspective. We'll get all the reports from you, your views, and I want to appreciate my colleagues and our guests who also joined us on the program. Tomorrow, we'll come back with another episode of Political Platform. I'm Okiria Agbonsuremi.